Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. This is your teacher Ömer Alper Altunay. Today we are going to look at some visuals depicting interrupted actions. So in that case, I want you to look at these visuals and tell me what is actually happening and what interrupts each action you see on the visuals. Here we go. Let's start with the first visual. Can anyone tell me what was actually happening in this first visual and what interrupts the main action? Chap chap, consult your mind and give me your immediate ideas. Well done. As we can see, this elderly lady with her granddaughter were already watching TV, which makes it the main action. And what was interrupted by this action? Of course, another woman's coming home has interrupted the action of watching TV. In that case, watching TV is the main action, and this main action was interrupted by the second lady's coming home, so which is the interrupting action. Yeah. Here is the second visual. Can anyone tell me what was actually happening and what interrupts the main action? Yeah, well done. This girl was reading her favorite book when the phone rang. In that case, the main action is this girl's reading her favorite book, which was already happening when the phone later rang unexpectedly, which interrupted the action of reading the book. Yeah. Here is the third one, guys. Please direct your attention on this visual. Can anyone tell me what was actually happening and what interrupts this action? Chop chop, you got the word. Excellent. Of course, the guy who is driver was already texting a message when he crashed his car. In that case, the main action was texting the short message because the driver was already texting a message, which makes it the main action in that case. And his texting a message was interrupted by his crashing the car. So here we look at the fourth one. Can anyone tell me what is the main action and what interrupts it? Well done. Congratulations. This guy, whose name is Brad, was playing a tennis, which that's why his action of playing a tennis was the main action. And what was interrupted by this action? Of course, a tiger attacked him. So, when a tiger attacked him, he was already playing a tennis, and that's why he was interrupted by a tiger. Tiger attack. Here is the fifth one. What do you think? What do you say in terms of main action and interrupted action? Yeah, for sure. Excellent. She was already cycling when she opened her umbrella. In that case, the action of cycling was already coming about when she later opened her umbrella, which is the interrupting action. Here is the sixth one. What do you think about it? Congratulations. His grandmother was already sleeping when her naughty cat mewed in a loud voice. So, the main action was the grandma's sleeping. And what was interrupted by another action, which is the cat's meowing loudly. So here we proceed on the other examples. Here we go. Can you look at the first and second visuals that depicting these interrupted actions? Can you tell me what is the main action and interrupting one? Well done. Of course, the sun was already shining. So it's the main action. And this guy, when he looks at that, the sun looks out the window and he sees the sun was already shining, then he decided to go for a bike ride. So his action of deciding to go for a bike ride is an interrupting action to the sun's shining. Here is the last one. What do you think about it? Excellent work. This guy was already getting ready by getting dressed, which that's why it's a main action. And when he suddenly looked out of the window and he just saw that it suddenly started to rain, which is the interrupting action. So the main action is the guy's getting ready because it was getting ready by getting dressed was already happening just before suddenly it started to rain. Excellent work, guys. Guys, excellent work because you successfully identified what the what were actually happening and what interrupted each action on the visuals. So let's talk about the particular tense we use for the actions like happening in the past and suddenly when something else interrupted it. So we use the past continuous tense for the actions that happening in the past and suddenly something else interrupted it. So can anyone give me an example? And I think we are better to write down on the whiteboard. Excellent. When the when I was playing a video game, my mobile phone rang. So guys, as you can see, main action is playing a video game, which was already happening just before my mobile phone unexpectedly rang, which that's why ringing of the mobile phone is the interrupted action. So you got the job. Well done. But before we move on the next section, I want to actually briefly mention about so that you can shoot a glance on the structure of the past continuous tense, which is subject, oops, was or were as an auxiliary plus verb ing. I know we will be using it during and dwelling on it during the next section, but I just want you to shoot a glance on it and bear in mind. Okay, excellent work. In the next section of the work, we will be deeply dwelling on this structure.